The series begins with K-Maya, a young and insecure girl. When K-Maya was a child, she got lost in a beauty contest and started crying. At one point, the winner of the contest, named Roy, came up to the baby and put her crown on her head, smiling. K-Maya asked if she could win such competitions, and the winner encouraged her, saying that the girl would definitely succeed. K-Maya always remembered this situation and recalled it with a smile. The younger brother returns the sister to Riet, who does not miss the opportunity to make fun of the dreamy girl during lunch. Her brother teases K-Maya with a video of her talking to herself while dreaming of a beauty contest. Soon the girl looks through the notes and draws attention to the photo of a classmate named Kigo. He's the most famous guy who already won this competition last year together with him. A beauty named Yura, a well-known model whose mother owns a large cosmetics company, participated in the competition. K-Maya's mother considers participating in the contest a waste of time, but the girl was not going to participate, considering herself ordinary and not particularly attractive. On the way to school, K-Maya notices a man losing a paper note and hurries after him to return the lost piece of paper. The passenger refuses to take the note back and leaves, and the girl is late for the bus. Here she notices her classmate, who decided to ask if she likes him. K-Maya is shocked that the handsome man decided to talk to her and replies that she feels sympathy for him. The guy is not averse to brushing lips the girl, but she gets scared and runs away. Kay grabs her hand, and the couple hurries to their classroom. The student again asks the girl if she likes him, but this time in front of other teenagers. Embarrassed, K-Maya says no and hurries to her seat. Yura saw what happened and is jealous of the guy, believing that he found a replacement for her. Soon the teacher announces a beauty contest and invites the girls to take part in it. K-Maya refuses, considering that she is not worthy of this competition and her appearance leaves much to be desired. Yura supports a classmate and offers to agree to participate, which confuses the girl even more. The class begins to support K-Maya, and as a result the teacher chooses her to participate in the school beauty contest. In the evening, the girl returns home happy and wants to talk about it with her mother. Parents are skeptical about this news and try to convince her that she should not take part in the contest. Realize that they cannot be persuaded. The school drill declares that she is not going to appear at the competition. Hurrying back to her room, the girl looks at the baby photo next to Roy and is sad, realizing that her dreams will not come true. The younger brother supports his sister in a difficult moment and makes her smile. The next morning, Yura decides to help Kamma look more attractive with her makeup. At the same time, not all girls are happy about the participation of a school drill in a beauty contest and threaten her in private. Immediately after this, the bullies bully a modest girl named, and as a result of which she almost breaks a vase of water. They taunt the shy school drill, but K-Maya defends her and offers her help. Soon the school will open a stand with photos of the contest participants. K-Maya sees her photo and is surprised at how good she looks in the picture. He sincerely supports her friend, and K-Hand, his companion, pay her a compliment. The guy is ready to provide all-round support and promises to stay close until K-Maya makes her dream come true the way Yura did a year ago. At some point, the guy realizes that he really likes the shy schoolgirl and would like to have a relationship with her. Once in the library, the girl is lost in thought and asks her friend if such a handsome man can fall in love with her. He asked you not to think about anything stupid, but rather go to the fireworks festival to relax a little and take a break from studying. A little later, the girl goes to Yura and asks for help to become more attractive and impress the guys. A classmate teaches Kamma facial massage and also advises him to run 5 kilometers a day for several days. The girl works hard on herself to be beautiful. The next morning, the guy decides to join him for a run and meets up with Kia in the middle of the park. Soon their runs become regular, and Kigo continues to compliment the girl, claiming that she has a cute smile and a nice expression on her face. Final preparations for a beauty contest are underway. Notice That time is up. The girl rushes to the competition and runs into a new student of her school. Keimaya accidentally smears the guy's t-shirt with lipstick and offers to take it off to clean up the stain. At the same time, he notices that she is a beauty contestant and declares that he hates those who participate in all this and asks to stay away from him. Kiko notices the situation and asks to apologize to the girl, but the guy refuses and leaves. Keimaya tries to invite Kyo to the festival, but the other contestant picks her up on the way. The girl meets a modest woman who decided to return her handkerchief. Keimaya is too shy to talk to her in front of other beauties and avoids her. Sora watches from the sidelines and becomes even more disillusioned with Keimaya, considering her a bad girl. Meanwhile, Keimaya fixes her makeup and Yura supports her, saying that the girl looks like Cinderella, which makes her happy. Kiko also supports Keimaya and then goes on stage as the king and champion of last year's competition. Embarrassed to say anything to his face, Keimaya sends him a message inviting him to the fireworks festival. Urus sees that her friend is nervous and calms her down, after which she offers to go on stage together. At the same time, a chandelier falls on the girls and CYA saves Yura. Having received a head injury, soon she wakes up in the hospital and learns that there are wounds on her face. After returning home, Keimaya takes off the band-aid and notices a terrible wound on her cheek. Realizing that the scar will remain, the girl becomes depressed and cries, refusing to go to school. She doesn't answer calls or text from her classmates, fearing ridicule from them. He tries to meet her friend, but her parents won't let her enter the house. So a month passes, but CYA continues to ignore her acquaintances. Realizing that it is also difficult for her parents, the girl tries to adapt to the scar and decides to go back to school, but hides her face, afraid that someone will see the scar on her cheek. The girl notices Yura and Kigo in the schoolyard chatting sweetly with each other. Overhearing the conversation, Keimaya is outraged as the girl doesn't mention that she saved her from the chandelier. She thought of Yura as a friend, but that wasn't really the case. The beauty simply taunted Keimaya, considering her ugly and unable to win a beauty contest. At the same time, the school droll notices the girl with the scar and defiantly shows that she is Kyo's girlfriend. As it turned out, her parents saved the business of the guy's father, because of which he was made to enter into a relationship with Yura. After seeing the couple doing it, Keimaya goes to the roof of the school to take her own life. Soru saves her at the last moment, but later begins to make fun of the scared girl and promises to close her eyes so as not to prevent her from completing what she started. Despite the difficult situation, Soru supports the girl, not considering the scar something terrible. He has no doubt that others will laugh, but Kemi needs to get used to it and not pay attention to stupid teenagers. Soru admits that he has a bad reputation at school and the girl resents him. At the same time, he encourages Keimaya, reminding her that her life is her choice and she can do whatever she wants. A moment later, she decides to jump off the roof again, but stops at the last moment. Little later, Keimaya meets Yura, who tries to hurt her with words. The scarred girl doesn't need pity because she's a good person, unlike her traitor friend. Meanwhile, Kei thinks about the situation. As it turns out, he pushed Yura away after the brush, as the guy still has feelings for Keimaya. Yura realized this and stated that she hated Keimaya and would do anything to prevent the couple from ever being together. The teacher notices a girl with a scar in the hallway and asks her to come to his office. At the same time, Kigo finds out that Keimaya is at school. A friend advises the guy to end his relationship with Yura and start dating Keimaya, not suspecting that the beauty is eavesdropping on their conversation. The teacher offers the girl a band-aid to hide the scar and avoid becoming a victim of bullying by classmates. Agreeing, Keimaya hides the scar on her face and goes to class, where she ignores Kei's school children treat the girl with aggression and rejection when suddenly Yura apologizes to her and thanks her for saving her. Kiko knows that something is wrong here because the girl's words seem to be a lie, not a sincere apology. So offers to tell him what happened on the roof, but Keimaya asks him not to. Kigo notices the couple's interaction and becomes jealous. He accuses her friend of ignoring her calls and messages. Kamiya is upset to learn that he is friends with Yura, and all the girls try to stay away from her. A little later, Yura invites everyone to a party at his house, including Sora, but he agrees to show up only if Kamiya goes with him. A little later, Kamiya criticizes Sora for his words and behavior, but the guy just laughs at the girl's reaction. Kamiya tries to go back to school and forget about her problems, but in Gen class, everyone ignores her. The girl tries to find a common language with her friend, but she continues to avoid her, and Kigo notices this. He tries to talk to Kamiya to understand why she seems upset. She remembers the kiss with Yura and does not want to continue the conversation without explaining the reasons for this. Soon the girl goes to a party at Yura's house where the guests ignore Kamiya. They try to make Sora the king of the party, but he throws off his party ribbon because he is annoyed by the whole thing. Yura notices Kei's glance at Kamiya and realizes that he is in love with the girl with the scar. Sora decides to talk to the girl, but hides around the corner. When he sees her in the company of a second student, Kigo tries to find a common language with Kamiya, but she ignores him and reveals that she knows about her relationship with Yura. Sora saw the conflict and supports the girl, considering her a victim of circumstances. At one point, the couple notices the girl's mocking he and throwing her into the water. Kamiya rushes to help her friend and pulls her out, after which everyone notices the scar on the girl's cheek due to a fallen plaster. The school BRS look at her with pity, and Kigo decides to help Kamiya but falls into the water due to a cramp in his legs, after which Sora helps them both. A little later, Kei and Sora communicate, realizing that they are both good people. Kamiya asks Kigo not to pay attention to her anymore because she doesn't want to become an object of ridicule. Sora supports the girl in difficult times, understanding how some little things affect the attitude of others. Kamiya is having a hard time experiencing the new reality because everyone has turned away from her, including her best friend. He thanks her friend for saving her and apologizes for trying to make friends with Yura. Kamiya avoided her after being discharged from the hospital, and her friend was offended, but now they make up and hug, having learned that Heimu asked to make peace with Kyo's friend. Kamiya goes in search of the guy, having met him. She apologizes for her attitude towards him. The girl with the scar believed that Yura and Kei were bullying her, but now she realized that he treats her very well. Kamiya decides to go home, but Kei does not let her go and takes her hand, after which the couple goes to a fireworks festival created by the guy's hands. Kamiya and Kigo reconcile, realizing that they treat each other well. Meanwhile, Sura walks home sad and all alone, realizing that he has fallen in love with Kamiya. At the same time, Kei confesses to the girl that he loves her when suddenly Yura and her mother appear. They report that the guy will be the advertising face of the company's new product. If not for their engagement, his father's company would have gone bankrupt, and this is the only thing that keeps the Kei family afloat. Realizing that she is unnecessary here, Kamama leaves them alone. Kamiya's father asks his daughter to cover up her scar, but she refuses and is not afraid of being bullied by other teenagers. Parents admire their daughter's strong character because she is able to stand up for herself and is not afraid of ridicule. On the way to school, Kamiya meets Ha and realizes that they can be friends again. Higo and Sora watch the girl with interest, realizing that they're in love with her in class. Kei invites the girl not to hide their sympathy and also informs her that she can become the second advertising face of cosmetics. A little later, Kigo tries to continue the conversation with the girl, but she suggests being friends because she doesn't think he loves her enough. At the same time, Kamiya sincerely wants to be close to Kigo because her feelings for him have not changed. Soon, the commercial shooting begins, and Yura asks Kamiya to help them. The director openly mocks the girl with a scar, and it becomes clear that Yura organized this on purpose. Kamiya reacts to this calmly and with a smile because she promised herself not to be upset by attempts to hurt her feelings. A few minutes later, the director has to change his mind and invite the girl with the scar since Kei constantly looks at her, and this interferes with the filming. Frightened by the camera, Keimaya goes to the roof and Soro pursues her supporting her in difficult times. Kigo invites the girl to work with him in a pastry shop on New Year's Eve and she agrees after. Filming ends. Kyo and notice Keimaya in the company of Soro. The beauty sees that the guy is upset and leaves not wanting to communicate with him on New Year's Eve. Keimaya and Soro work outside, congratulating children on the holiday. The girl uses Santa Claus' beard to hide her scar and not scare passers. Yura and Kigo become popular personalities thanks to successful advertising. The girl's mother asks the guy to marry her daughter, but he can neither refuse nor agree. The guy does not want to do this, but at the same time, he is afraid of ruining his father, so he cannot openly declare his reluctance to become Yura's husband. In the evening, two law breakers accost Keimaya and tear off her mask, after which they mock her for her scar. Sora pushes one of the bullies, but they beat him and leave. The girl sees that the guy is upset and supports him. Since everything is fine and nothing bad happened, Keimaya realized that she was not indifferent to people's opinions and was upset, but Saru asked her not to decry and treated her to sweets. Yura insists that Kyo marry her, but he is reluctant to do so. The guy admits that he is in love with Keimaya and cannot ignore his feelings. The girl tries to shut his mouth, but the guy runs away from the studio. Meanwhile, Keimaya and Saru are walking together when suddenly the girl's scarred cheek freezes. The guy puts his hand to her face to warm her and admits that he is in love with her. Kigo sees all this and gets upset, and Keimaya pulls away from Soru, declaring that she is not ready for a relationship. Soru is willing to wait patiently and asks for a chance. The girl agrees that they will continue to be friends until she decides whether she is ready for something more. Kyo is sad about what happened and ignores calls from Yura's mother. At the end of the weekend, teenagers return to school. Sora meets Keimaya near the school, and he realizes that there is something between them. Having learned about the guy's feelings, he advises to pay attention to him because he suits Keimaya more than the handsome Kyo. Soon it becomes known that Yura's mother is terminating the engagement and the deal, as she realized that the guy does not love her daughter. Kigo takes this hard, realizing that his father will be left without money and their family will become poor in the near future. Sometime later it becomes known that a repeat beauty contest will be held with the same participants. Kigo tries to negotiate with the girl to appear on stage together, but Soru interferes with their conversation. He invites Keimaya out for a walk after school, and she agrees, which annoys Kagyo. Yura gets annoyed because she has feelings for the guy and feels offended that he ignores her. Keimaya soon learns that the beautiful Roy is Sora's older sister who stays away from the limelight and works in a small glass workshop. During a closer acquaintance, the former winner of the beauty contest talks about how she felt ill and did not communicate with people, including her family. She went to the village where she was helped to overcome psychological instability and return to a full life. The beauty pageant ruined her life, which is why Saru hates all these events so much. While doing glass, Roy found her calling and decided to stay away from fame and popularity. Soon Yura and Kigo begin preparing for the beauty contest by trying on fashionable clothes. Meanwhile, Soru asked Keimaya to give up the beauty contest since she is already the most beautiful to him. The girl is pleased by these words and she thanks the guy. The girl apologizes for not agreeing to the relationship, but the guy is ready not to rush her. Yura's friends watch the couple and film them having received the recording. Yura shows it to Kei, but the guy reacts with a smile and says that he is happy since Keimaya is in good hands. The next morning, the evil Yura meets with Keimaya and invites her to the roof. The beauty is convinced that the girl with the scar ruined her relationship with Kei and insult her because of her flaws and appearance. Keimaya is determined and defends herself, after which Kei and Soru appear on the roof. Guys compete for a girl's heart, proving which of them is more worthy of being with her. Kigo shows his childhood photo, and it becomes clear that he was Very scary, but plastic surgery allowed him to become handsome. He knows what it means to suffer and be bullied by his classmates, so he sincerely has feelings for K-Maya and is ready to ignore her. Scar, having learned the truth, you're on not only the girl with the scar, but also Kigo. A little later, K-Maya is sad, not understanding what to do next. She has two wonderful guys next to her who deserve to be loved, but she can't date both Soru and Kigo. Soru sits nearby and promises to support the girl in any decision she makes. He thought Kei was arrogant, but today he saw that the guy went through many difficulties on the way to fame. Upon returning home, K-Maya learns that Yura publicly ridiculed Kei. She told reporters that the guy had plastic surgery. As a result of this, he is subjected to ridicule on social networks, and Yura's mother promises to find her a more worthy groom. In the morning, Kyo's friend asks the class not to make fun of him because of the operation, otherwise they will be in trouble. As soon as the guy appears in class, one of the school BRS asks him to refuse to participate in the competition. Since his appearance is fake, people continue to make fun of Kigo and make fun of his photo. Sora is forced to protect not only the unfortunate Kia, but also Kido because he sincerely sympathizes with him. Soon Saru and Kigo become best friends, which pleases K-Maya and her friend. It's still difficult for the guy, but he believes that the truth has made him a better person. The mother worries that K-Maya might be bullied at school, but she proves otherwise by reporting that she is happy and has a lot of good friends. Upon returning home, Kiko learns that the contracts have been terminated and his father is again on the verge of bankruptcy. Starting the next morning, Kigo is bullied. Caring journalists broadcast live and openly make fun of the guy. Meanwhile, K-Maya thanks Sora for his help and support. The guy understands that the girl is sincere, but is afraid of offending him because she is not ready to answer with consent. He accepts and respects her choice, realizing that Kia adores Kigo and only wants a relationship with him. After letting the girl go, Sora is left crying on the roof and trying to cope with a pain in his heart. The next morning, Kigo reads comments about himself on social media and realizes that he doesn't want to go to school. K-Maya notices the guy and asks if he will go to school with her. Without waiting for an answer, the girl decides to leave, but the schoolboy detains her and takes her hand first. Period begins, but the couple does not show up at school. He texts her friend to find out where they are and reports that everyone is talking about Keeg. At one point, Yura asks the girls to stop insulting Kigo since she still has sympathy for him. Meanwhile, a couple walks down the street and reminisces about the day they met. A couple dreams of going to the beach and writing the word love in the sand to take a beautiful photo. They soon reach the beach, but a policeman spots them and tries to catch the truants, but they run away. K-Maya hides the scar with her hand so that the police will not be able to identify her by her distinctive feature. Kigo laughs at the girl's naivety because only lawbreakers are looked for in this way, and they have nothing to worry about. Kyo's best friend named Taki and he find a common language and gradually become closer to each other. Taki is worried about her friend, but the girl is sure that everything will be fine with him since K-Maya is always next to him. Yura quarrels with his mother because the businesswoman is too cruel and does not value people. Meanwhile, K-Maya's father notices a girl in the company of Kigo, as a result of which the guy decides to meet K-Maya's parents. Her mother reacts a little aggressively and fearfully, but over time their communication changes for the better. During lunch, Kei reveals that they are not in a relationship, but does not hide his sympathy for the girl. At the same time, the guy suggests that Saru is more suitable for her, which shocks the parents since they did not expect their daughter to have two suitors at once. A little later, he calls K-Maya and says that Kei's friend asked her to date her, and she agreed. The couple decided to organize a party on this occasion and invite friends to have fun together. A little later, Ku and K-Maya are washing the dishes. The guy admits that his presence next to the girl is a necessity. He dreams of getting into the competition and becomes emotional, realizing that many will want him to lose or be disqualified. K-Maya suggests not to think about it, and rush to the party, but the couple is late for the bus. Yura must go on stage alone, but soon Kigo and Keimaya appear in the hall. The girl supports the guy and asks him to go on stage, so as not to abandon Yura in difficult times. Kigo announces his participation in the beauty contest, and Yura insults him since the guy's face is not real but made by surgeons. Keimaya stands up for the guy and offends Yura's mother because they value only external beauty and are not able to love people for their inner world. Keimaya asks the beauty to at least love herself, so as not to be so rude and cruel. Sora watches what is happening and is proud of the girl's touching speech. In turn, Kei asks Keimaya to also take part in the beauty contest. Yura is against turning the beauty contest into a circus of freaks because a scarfish has no place on stage. At the same time, and appears in the hall and reports that Keimaya saved Yura's life by sacrificing her beauty, fearing for the family's image. Yura's mother personally approaches Keimaya and apologizes for her daughter's behavior. Yura tries to talk to her mother, but the woman asks her to be silent and promises to figure everything out. A little later, and Keimaya communicate, realizing that a beauty contest is not the most important. Personally approaches Keimaya and apologizes for her daughter's behavior. Yura tries to talk to her mother, but the woman asks her to be silent and promises to figure everything out. A little later, and Keimaya communicate, realizing that a beauty contest is not the most important thing in life because the main thing is to feel happy. Yura's mother is determined for Keimaya to take part in the beauty pageant and asked her to try on clothes for the upcoming competition. She also asks Kigo to help the girl, but he refuses, suggesting that CYA does not love him and wants to be with someone else. Sora notices what happened and tells Kigo that he is being stupid. A little later, the guys almost come to blows, but Kigo stops when he finds out that Keimaya has feelings for him and rejected Sora. Meanwhile, Yura's mom makes Keimaya to take part in a beauty contest and helps her choose a dress. A little later, Kigo meets Keimaya and tries to confess his feelings to start a relationship but fails and runs away. A little later, the girl talks to her friend and is sad because Kei did not dare to tell her that he is in love with her. Kei is very worried, but his friend supports him. The guy decides to make a special confession and asks for help to impress the girl. Meanwhile, Yura and Keimaya meet in the toilet, where the beauty does not miss the opportunity to mock the girl with the scar. She states that her mother will only allow Keimaya to participate in the competition out of piety so that she can score a few points before the school children continue to bully her. Keimaya reacts calmly to all of Yura's ridicule, knowing that it is important to remain human and appearance is not so important. A little later, the girl is still sitting alone and is a little sad, but Saru supports her in difficult times, having learned that Keimaya is more worried about Kyo's indecisiveness. Saru goes to his friend and asks him to quickly admit that he loves the girl with the scar. Kigo says that he wants to confess his feelings, but to do it beautifully. Saru returns to Mia and gives her the earrings that he and his older sister made. Kigo walks into class and sees the couple getting it all wrong. He assumes that Saru is courting Keimaya again and gave her a gift as a boyfriend, not wanting to explain anything. Sora leaves and Keimaya declares that she is ready to take part in the beauty pageant. In turn, Kei states that he has an important conversation, but it will take place after the competition. The day of the competition arrives, so Kei and Keimaya support each other, hoping for the best. Yura's mother helps the girl with makeup to hide her scar on her face. Soon, school children, their parents, friends, and guests gather at the event. The party begins, but behind the scenes, corrals continue. Yura argues with her mother, and Keimaya is very worried and does not recognize herself in the mirror, as if there is another person in front of her. Yura is the first to go on stage and declares that she is the only real beauty. Keimaya comes out next and shocks the crowd as she took off her makeup so everyone can see her scar. The girl put on her sister Sora's glass earrings and is not shy about being simple. Keimaya gives a touching speech during which she thanks everyone who helped her become a better person. The whole hall applauds. The girl which makes Yura cry. Yura and Kei win the competition, but the girl runs away feeling pathetic and unloved. Keimaya goes after the beauty and calms her down, preventing her from breaking the crown. She supports Yura in difficult times and allows him to speak out, after which she promises that sooner or later they will become friends. Yura realizes that she behaved wrongly and apologizes to Keimaya. With tears in her eyes, the girls hug and make peace, realizing that the beauty contest is not worth their tears and worries. As soon as Yura leaves, Kigo brings Keimaya her shoes like Cinderella. The couple goes for a walk, after which the guy offers to receive an imaginary prize. He declares that for him there is only one beauty and the winner of the competition, and this is Keimaya. The couple declares their statement for each other in brush, after which beautiful fireworks begins. Soon the girl's life returns to normal. The brother continues to make fun of Keimaya and he remains her best friend. At the same time, Keimaya begins to become friends with the modest and Yura, who has changed her behavior. Soro also remains the girl's best friend, so they often spend time together and periodically visit his older sister Roy. As for Ko and Keimaya, they are happy together as they sincerely love each other.